Honey, listen, y'all, come on in, come on in. This is Chrissy T, and I'm back with some tea. And before I get into the reason why we all are here, it was my grandmother who told me if you have a man that is good to you, it's not wise to go around talking and bragging about this man. Don't brag about how good he is to you. Don't brag about, how large he is at the bottom. And don't brag about how good he is in bed. Because bragging is only going to spark some curiosity. And now you have women sliding in his DMs or just pursuing him. So when you brag about him, it's like you're handing your treasure map that's going to lead them down the road to your man. Okay, so keep those details to yourself to avoid women from pursuing him. So you may think that this person is your friend, your sis, your cousin, but when the thirst for love or when the thirst for having a good man kicks in, all that sister, friend, cousin stuff is out the door. And Destiny had to learn the hard way. Destiny shared a little bit too much about her man to someone who she thought was her friend. And this friend swiped her man. But in all fairness, it wasn't her man, it was her ex. But they were only broken up for 5 months. And this friend, all of a sudden, was engaged to her ex. So Destiny was on the Dear Future Wifey podcast. And here's what she said. So when she was on Love and Marriage Huntsville, she was assigned a producer. And we'll call this producer Sunni. And she confided in Sunni about her man. And I think she was bragging about him. But anyway, so fast forward. Sunni is now engaged to Destiny's ex. And we'll just call him Moses. So Destiny believed that Sunni was her friend. And that's what she messed up at. Because y'all work together. That does not make y'all friends, Destiny. Did Sunni know y'all were friends? Or did she think y'all were just co-workers? And that's what you messed up at, Destiny. So Destiny said that Moses and Sunni would describe their relationship as, that's my people. And somehow she interpreted that as them being cousins. Girl, Destiny, you're too seasoned to think that. So my thing is, if they didn't come out and say they were cousins, then they ain't cousins. I'm thinking they may have had some dealings in the past and you just didn't know about it. So Destiny goes on to say that when she would confide in this friend / producer, she would tell her things like, don't you know how many women would love to be in your situation and be on television? And she said out of the blue, Sunni sent her a text message letting her know, before it actually hit the blogs, that things between her and her ex Moses are getting serious. And Destiny was taken aback because she thought they were cousins. And she didn't have a clue that they were dating. So Destiny goes on to say that she is the one that ended things with Moses because she started to see the red flags. And also the long distance was also a factor that they had broken up. Keep in mind that Destiny has known her ex-boyfriend Moses for over 15 years, but she didn't know that Sunni was not his cousin. Okay. And if I remember correctly, when they started dating, she did refer to him as her best friend. I think it was one of the captions under a picture on her Instagram. And I'm not sure if Sunni owed her any loyalty because y'all had a business friendship. But I do think Moses is the one that owes you loyalty. So she thinks that the ex and the friend / producer are trying to create a storyline, around her life. And honestly, that's what it sounded like to me. I think that he had an agenda. And she also mentioned that when she started filming Love and Marriage Huntsville, he was applying pressure, like he was really trying to pursue her. Yeah, I don't know. I want to hear Sunni and Moses' side of the story because as I'm listening to her, I feel like we're missing some details. You've known this man for 15 years and you didn't know that wasn't really his cousin. And then she said that they met at her birthday party. So he met his cousin at your birthday party. So he goes from dating a reality star to dating the producers. So I'm thinking he a gold digger. Men are gold diggers too. I think he was looking for a woman with some coin. And yes, men are the new gold diggers. So I'm going to let y'all listen to the audio where she discussed Sunni and this ex-boyfriend, Moses. Whew, child, listen to this.
Place to where no one could push those triggers.
I think I'm in a great place. Yeah, I think that savage mode. I think I'm in a great place. The funny thing, you talk about producer, you said that people with this show was a therapist.
Yeah.
So it was a recent situation. I bring it up because it's very, very recent. Is imagine confiding in the person that they have assigned to be your producer, and then you find out that producer married your ex.
Oh yeah, that's it's not that's not imaginary. That's actually what happened to you, Destiny. Yeah. that's actually what happened to you, Destiny.
So what is it? Is it really? Did it really happen?
Yeah, that happened, Destiny. Last month, I believe. Last month, this guy that you was dating is now married. Are they engaged? They just engaged, right? Or did they get married?
I think they might be married.
Okay, might be married then. Married the producer, one of the producers of the show that was assigned to you. How you feel about that?
Well, being that she told me that was her cousin, it was really interesting to know that Cousins was married. And I know we filmed in Alabama, but
she didn't say that the dude was her cousin. She said that to you.
So the thing that's crazy is that, the job of a producer that's assigned to you, a field producer, is for them to, you confide in them.
Yeah.
And not only was she my producer, we actually became friends after she left the show. And she would say things to me like when I would have those moments like, this is crazy, I'm sick of this. And then she would say things like, you know how many girls would love to be in your position, and you know how many girls would love to be on television. And I didn't think she was talking about herself. The whole time I'm like, and so then when I found out the cousins got married,
she did not say that was her cousin. She done told you. So did he say that was her cousin too?
The word was we people. Like they,
I know, like, man, that's my people.
Yeah, like we got cousins, and so I'm thinking real for real, like real talk. Like in a million years, like I didn't know. And then I get a text message where it's like, hey, out of respect for you and our friendship, and as a woman, I want to tell you that we getting serious. I'm like, when did you and your cousin? When did y'all even start dating? What are you talking about? Because real talk, like I knew that the man wasn't my husband. We had already broken up. Let's say that. I had already ended the relationship, and it was just a lot of things that were red flags, and I wasn't going back down that road again. And then a long distance on top of that. So, but
you like them long distance relationships, huh?
I actually did, because I like to be. I'm an only child. My dad's only child, and so I'm used to, after my dad got custody of me, I'm used to being. But that's another story. And so the thing that about the whole situation, I've known that man for over 15 years.
Y'all go way back.
Way back. And then I had to look at that relationship like, now these people are creating a storyline around me. This is my real life. Like, they're trying to like pitch a show, I think, or something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And then I go back to 15 plus years ago when I was dating someone that was actually a celebrity, a rapper, and off and on. And then that's when he first heavily pursued me.
Oh, the guy you started dating.
Yeah. And then now here we are, fast forward, I'm on television and he's heavily pursuing me again. So then I had to think about, what was the real intention? Like, were you ever who I thought you were? And what I can say about the situation is, it is what it is. People find themselves in situations, and they ain't got nothing. Well, it do got a lot to do with me, because it's a whole storyline. But people will create storylines around your reality and use it for gain clout. attention.
How long y'all broken up at that point?
Probably about 5 months, maybe. And
do you feel like it's betrayal on who part? His part or her part? Or
both.
Why?
Because we got to, when I said we continued the relationship, I got messages on my phone, I love you, sis, miss you, sis, surprise birthday parties I was invited to by her sister, like things like that. So it was a developing relationship, and I confided in her about my relationship, not only as my producer, but as my friend. And, but the biggest betrayal is him, because I knew the relationship wasn't going where it needed to go as far as marriage or anything like that, but that was still my friend.
So answer this. How would you have responded if she came to you, or both of them came to you and said, hey, listen, we are interested in each other. We're at the interest stage. We haven't even been on a date with each other, but I'm interested in her. She's interested in me. Do you mind if we pursue this? What would you say?
Who, Jesus? I can tell you what I said on the day that I found out, but
that's hindsight. You got to go by at the beginning. If they did things
I don't know.
right,
listen.
Would you say, we done this 5 months ago?
I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say that now, but I probably eventually would have got to a point where I respected it,
But at that moment, would you say no?
I can't tell you because I am not in that moment.
Well,
I can't tell two grown people no. But at the end of the day, I respect honesty versus betrayal and sneaking.
Right.
And so for me, it's like the worst part about the situation is that I know that friendship the door is closed. Like
right.
Him and I can never be friends again because of betrayal. And that's the part that stung the most.